The Mellotron is an early analog sampling keyboard instrument developed in the early 1960s. Its distinctive sound has left an indelible mark on rock music, earning it a cherished place in music history. Here's a look at its history and its profound influence on rock music. The Mellotron was developed in Birmingham, England, by the Bradley brothers and was a successor to the Chamberlain, an earlier tape-based keyboard instrument. The Mellotron operates by playing back pre-recorded tapes of actual instruments, such as strings, flutes, and choirs, when keys are pressed. Each key is associated with a length of magnetic tape, and pressing a key engages a tape head to play the corresponding sound. The Mellotron found its way into the hands of rock musicians in the mid-1960s. Its ability to replicate orchestral sounds without needing a full orchestra made it a popular choice for innovative rock bands. One of the earliest and most famous uses of the Mellotron was by the Beatles. In 1967, Paul McCartney used it to create the haunting flute intro for Strawberry Fields Forever. This song showcased the Mellotron's ability to add a rich, otherworldly quality to rock music, influencing many musicians to explore its potential. The Mellotron became a staple of progressive rock, a genre that emerged in the late 1960s and early 1970s, characterized by its experimental approach and complex compositions. King Crimson's 1969 debut album, In the Court of the Crimson King, prominently featured the Mellotron. The lush, symphonic soundscapes created by the instrument became a defining characteristic of the band's early work, particularly on tracks like Epitaph and The Court of the Crimson King. Genesis, another pillar of progressive rock, utilized the Mellotron to great effect. Tony Banks, the band's keyboardist, used it to add grandeur and depth to their music. Albums like Nursery Crime, 1971, and Foxtrot, 1972, featured the Mellotron prominently, with tracks such as Watcher of the Skies becoming classics of the genre. While the Mellotron's popularity waned with the advent of digital synthesizers in the late 1970s and 1980s, it never disappeared entirely. The rise of digital sampling technology has allowed for the recreation of its distinctive sounds, keeping its legacy alive. In the 1990s and 2000s, bands like Radiohead began incorporating Mellotron sounds into their music, contributing to its resurgence. Albums such as OK Computer, 1997, and Kidda, 2000, feature Mellotron-like sounds that add to the band's experimental and atmospheric aesthetic. Oasis also tapped into the Mellotron's vintage charm. On their 1995 album, What's the Story? Morning Glory, the Mellotron was used to add layers to their sound, particularly on tracks like Wonderwall. The Mellotron's unique, ethereal sound has left a lasting impact on rock music. Its ability to bring orchestral and choir elements into rock compositions made it an invaluable tool for many bands seeking to expand their sonic palette. The instrument's iconic status is cemented by its continued use in modern music, both in its original form and through digital emulations.